What's up YouTube, Dave of Zephyr Wargames, bringing you a brand new update to my Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dex profile, as well as a giveaway. Now, the giveaway, as you can see right in front of you, is this beautiful Kyber Corp pack of sleeves. Now, this has come out to celebrate the release of the Kyber Legendary Duelist for Kyber. You get 50 sleeves in this pack. I've got 2 packs to give away, and I'll tell you how to win these at the end. They are awesome. They look really, really cool. So they're great for your extra deck or even your full main deck. And then, of course, as you can see here, we have 2 brand new cards from the Legendary Collection as well. And I'll take you through the deck profile, explain to you why I've chosen the cards I have, and the route that this deck is going. There is an extra deck, and then I don't have the side deck built, but I will take you through specific side deck choices that I would use and explain why I would choose those. On top of that, as you can see, we have this beautiful mat from Blackfire. Now, this was given away in our previous video of the opening of the Legendary box, so go check that out. The link in the description below of how to win this amazing mat. Again, it is as custom as the Forest one. It looks awesome, and it represents Blue Eyes with a nice little dragon in the background. I say little dragon, big dragon in the background, coming through the clouds as well, and it looks amazing in person. Like, don't take my word for it. Get one of these in person or be one of the lucky winners, and you'll see how beautiful this mat is. Anyway, moving on, let's take you through this Blue Eyes Chaos Max deck profile. Now, of course, we start off with the Mac Daddy himself, and that is Blue Eyes Chaos Max. So you play triple Blue Eyes Chaos Max. He is your game winner. This is what the deck focuses around. The idea is to get Chaos Max on board, beat through your opponent, and win the game there and then. Then we play, of course, triple Blue Eyes White Dragon. Again, the centerpiece to go along with your Chaos Max. Triple Blue Eyes Alternative. I have tried to make this build as budget as I possibly can, and I will take you through more cost, if you want to put more money into it, what you could do in your extra deck as well. We've then got the 1 Dragon Spirit of White, double White Stone of Ancient, and 1 White Stone of Legend, and 1 Sage Visor Blue. Now, the reason these are lower is because we're not really worrying about the synchro abilities. These are here maybe more for Link Karibo than anything else, to help protect us from battles. The whole idea is to get into Blue Eyes White Dragon. So we want to have as many level 8s in our hand as possible so we can do trade-ins, we can get into our ritual spells. We have a lot of searches in this deck, and I'll explain why when we get there. We've then got 2 Zaborg the Mega Monarch, because number 1, it is a light, number 2, it is a level 8, so it combos off nicely with trading. Not to mention that if you get the Incantations on board, you got your triple Kandao and your double Talismander. You get these on board with a Zaborg in hand, and like I said, you play trading, you've got a lot of search fodder, you've got a lot of deck filling abilities. This should be very, very consistent for you guys to play around with. You hit a Zaborg going first, even though you want to be going second. If you lose a dice roll and your opponent makes you go first, anything like that, you hit them with Zaborg, they are losing 8 out of their extra deck that they can't do anything with. If you hit the core cards that people need to be playing with, you take out their free Kagaris, their free Suzuku, they're not playing anymore. If you take out their Isolde, their Firewall, their Borreload, their Borrelsword, they're not playing anymore. So you stall them out for that turn, stop them with the extra deck, go with Chaos Max beats through, game 1. And then finish it off, we've got the 1 Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon. And the reason we're only playing 1 is it's not as busted as it should be. If this had the clause that it, you know, I don't know, reduced all Link monsters to 0, or kind of gave Chaos Max the ability to be protected, something like that, that would have made him a bit better than he is now, because he can be out with quite a lot, and obviously he's less effective against Link monsters. Regardless, the way this works really, really nicely in the extra deck is you put in your Kaiju, you Kaiju your opponent, you get Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon on board, he shifts everything to defense, you've got your Blue Eyes Chaos Max on board, beats through the Kaiju, game, set, and match. So, the Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon is, you can ritual summon this card with Chaos form, must be ritual summoned, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects, also it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. If this card was ritual summoned using Blue Eyes White Dragon, when it declares an attack, you can change the battle positions of as many monsters your opponent controls as possible, and if you do, the attack and defense of those changed monsters become 0. Also this turn, if this card attacks a defense piercing monster, inflict piercing battle damage. Now obviously it needed some way of outing a Link, or to make it a bit better, but it's still very, very good, which is why we only play it at 1. Next up is probably the more important card that came out in the new set. Now I'm hoping these cards won't spike through the roof, but they are Blue Eyes support, so be prepared if they do. And that is triple Bingo Machine Go. This card is incredible. It's a massive, massive search card for the deck. So, reveal 3 cards from your deck that each meet at least one of the criteria listed below. Your opponent randomly picks one for you to add to your hand, and you shuffle the rest into your deck. You can only activate one bingo machine go per turn. So because of that clause, you could drop it down to 2 if you want. But the whole idea is you've got a lot of searching in your deck. You want to be baiting your opponent's ashes out with this before you go into anything else. Now, obviously, Droll does hurt this deck massively because of the amount of searching, which is why we play Called by the Grave. Anyway, so the criteria are listed as such. A Blue Eyes monster. So you could search out Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon, Blue Eyes Chaos Max, and Blue Eyes White Dragon. Or Blue Eyes Alternate Dragon. You could search out any of those. Then a spell trap that specifically lists the card Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, except Bingo Machine Go. So, for those of you that don't know off the top of your heads, the cards that this can search out are very, very cool. So it can search you out your Chaos Form, because Chaos Form specifically lists Blue Eyes White Dragon on it. It can also search you out your Ultimate Creature of Destruction, which is the brand new trap card, because it does specifically list Blue Eyes White Dragon on the card. So that is what this can help search you out with, and it makes the searching abilities of your ritual monsters a lot more consistent, as well as your Blue Eyes Alternate Dragons. This on top is why I've chosen this over Manju, because it doesn't use up my normal summon, and sometimes if you open up the incantations without a Zaborg, you can tribute them off for a normal Blue Eyes. Next up, of course, we've got triple trading. So my recommendation is you would go Bingo Machine Go first to bait out the Ash. Then you start using the rest of your cards like your trade-ins, because obviously you're discarding the card for cost, so you don't want to be losing anything. Your triple melodies, and then of course you've got your standard returns of the Dragon Lords. You've got double advanced ritual art, you can bump this up if you wish, double chaos form, double called by the grave, single monster reborn, and then finishing it off. You can play Silver's Cry instead if you wish. I've kind of chosen not to, just so I can fit in some of the new cards. And we've got Ultimate Creature of Destruction. Now, this is a little bit slow in this deck. This is just to show this new card off, and it is playable in the deck should you wish. So you target one Blue Eyes monster you control this turn. That face-up monster is unaffected by card effects. That then means you're able to protect your Blue Eyes Chaos Max from a Borreload, which is very, very important. And of course, a Borrel Sword that could beat over it. Actually, less so the Borrel Sword, because the Borrel Sword has to target, but more so the Borreload, because the Borreload just steals the guy, and you do not want to be getting hit with your own Blue Eyes Chaos Max. It cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, any opponent's monster it battles is destroyed at the end of the damage step. When this card is in your graveyard, if you normal or special summon a Blue Eyes or White Dragon, you can set this card but banish it when it leaves the field. It is searchable, it recycles itself once a duel or once a game, so it's very, very important to kind of play around with it, and one can help you out. Like I said, if you go first and you go and make Zaborg, rip from their extra deck, then bring a Chaos Max on board because you just want to be like, come at me, bro. You set the trap, they then go all out to try and maybe go into a Borreload if you haven't banished it, and then they kind of realise that they've messed up when you flip that trap on them and they can't do a lot. And then, of course, that Borreload then gets destroyed. And then on top of that, you then get to go next turn, go with your Chaos Max 4k to the face, let alone anything else you're going to do. Now onto the extra deck. Now the extra deck, again, like I said, I've tried to keep budget. You can pump more money into it if you wish. So we've got the one Nightmare Phoenix and the one Link Karibo, because these are just your standard outs in the deck. This one can float around with your level 1, so they're no longer brick cards. We've then got your targets for your Zaborg. So you've got two Ints, Elder Entity Ints if you want to be popping cards on the board if you're going second. You've then got the one Psyflame Lord Omega, and then you've got your two Herald of Arc Light. These can be bumped up to 3 if you wish, because then of course you get more searches for your ritual cards. Now these 5 cards here are entirely up to you. If you want to be pumping more money into it, I know Psyflame might be a little bit more expensive, but they should be more on the market thanks to the most recent ban list. If you want to make this obsolete or you don't want to use the Zaborg engine, absolutely fine. Take the Zaborgs out for Kaijus and put 5 cards in. If you want to put more money into that, you've got a Borreload, Borrel Sword, Firewall if you really, really want to, Saruja. You've got a lot to play around with. You can go into a Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Cerberus. You've got a lot to go with, so entirely up to you on what you want to put in there. And for the rest of the synchros, we've got the Michael, the Rose, the YUGIOH, and of course the Spirit, in case you do go down the synchro route in the grind game. You've then of course got your XYZs of Galaxy Cypher to go up into number 95 to get your cards sent to grave and then search you out for next turn. You've then got the number 38 and the number 90, 90 to negate monster effects and 38 to negate spells. So you've got a whole package in the extra deck. The only cards that aren't under the Zaborg kind of play are these cards here. So like I said, these can be changed out for anything. We did get a request to not do a deck with hand traps, so again I've also done this without hand traps, but everything can then be put into the side. Now I don't have the sides on me ready, but just a few suggestions. Of course, you put your hand traps in there, you like your Ghost Ogres, your Reapers, your Drolls, your Ashes, all the standard stuff. But what really suits this deck massively is, of course, you can play Rivalry because you are all dragons. If you wanted to go less around the ability of Chaos Max, or if you wanted to go more dark or more light, you could play Gozen. I wouldn't recommend it, but it is an option. On top of that, of course, like I said, I would probably put at least 2, if not 3 Kaijus in there. You could then maybe bump the Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon up a little bit more if you want to go down that route. I would then, of course, be putting in stuff like anything that kind of helps push your ritual plays further forward. So your Kaijus, your hand traps, your rivalries for floodgates, your ability to go first, because if they see you got Chaos Max, they're going to make you want to go first. They don't want you piercing through their stuff. They'll find a way to Kaiju you. And the best thing is, with Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, if you nuke the board, you get to then bring out a Kaiju, so you can't be Kaiju'd if you can't finish your opponent off. So it's entirely up to you on what kind of route you would like to take. I fully enjoy playing the Blue Eyes deck, and I personally like the Chaos version. You can, of course, still have the options of your Galaxy Soldiers, your Galaxy Knights, and stuff like that to kind of push it into your Cyber Dragon Infinity plays, because Cyber Dragon Infinity is still a very powerful card. But I've babbled on long enough. Now time to find out how you win a pack of these Kyber Corp sleeves. Very simple, easy as pie. All I want you to do is, of course, like the channel, subscribe to the channel. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, like us on Facebook. Of course, go see our good friends Blackfire on Facebook, like their Facebook page. But most importantly, once you, or if you've already done all of that, comment below Kyber Corp. That's it, Kyber Corp. And you'll be chosen at random. So if you've already subscribed, you've already liked, you've already done all that, all you have to do is place a comment and a like on this video and then share it. Easy as that. And you get a pack of these cool Kyber Corp sleeves. Now I'm not going to take it out of the pack because I don't want to. I want to make sure all the packs are sealed for you guys. They do look amazing. If you are a massive Blue Eyes fan, these are the sleeves you need for your deck. The only shame is they do come in packs of 50, so they'll only just cover your deck and then 10 of your side cards, which is a little bit silly. But if you want to use these for extra deck sleeves as well, they do look amazing. Anyway, that is it for now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. And until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling. Also, YouTube, thanks for watching that video. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit that like button. And of course, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button in the bottom left-hand corner and the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. We've got more deck profiles, duels, pack openings, and many more Yu-Gi-Oh videos coming up for you all year round. So don't forget to stay tuned for all of that. Thanks, and as always, guys, happy dueling.